This is Jarrod Horak for the runawayhorse.com, and I'm going to do a couple handicapping videos this week. I'm going to do the Pat O'Brien Stakes in this video from Del Mar. In my other video this week, I'm going to cover the Travers Stakes. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis from Del Mar, you can find that each day on my sales page at therunawayhorse.com. If you're interested in some free selections, I have multiple free selections on a few different websites. HorseRacingNation.com, I do a daily best bets blog. Over on the official Del Mar website, each day Del Mar runs, I post a free pick there. And then on the at therunawayhorse.com, on my California and New York pages, you can find some free stake selections on weekends on those pages. Now let's jump into this video. This video is going to be the 10th race from Del Mar on Saturday, August 28th, 2021, the Grade 2 Pat O'Brien Stakes. 3-year-olds and up, 7 furlongs on the main track, with a scheduled post time of 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Number 1 in this race is Ginobili, and he's 6-1 morning line. And you might remember him during his 3-year-old season, his claim to fame in that big race, this Grade 2 San Vicente. That was February of 2020, where he dueled on the lead with Nadal. That was Bob Baffert's highly regarded colt. And he could not defeat Nadal that day, but he gave him a battle all the way, and he just finished 3/4 of a length behind that one. Now, after that effort, you figured maybe he was going to be a stakes winner, but then they dropped him into the optional claiming and allowance entry-level ranks for 6 races, and he didn't do much running. He did finish 3rd in one of those in a turf sprint. And then last time, they shook things up. They stretched him back out in distance on the main track. They put blinkers on, and from the outside post in a 9-horse field in a 2-turn, 1-mile race at Del Mar on July 17th, he tracked the pace, he took over early, and he won by almost 10 lengths. So that was a big effort. We've been waiting for that kind of effort from him for quite some time, and he was finally able to put it all together. Now he's going to step back into the stakes ranks for the first time since the San Vicente, and that San Vicente was at this distance as well. He's 2 for 12 lifetime. He's run 3 times at Del Mar with 2 wins. So he clearly likes Del Mar. He's sharp right now. Blinkers woke him up last time, but now he's got to turn back in distance, face tougher company, and overcome the inside post. The 2, Howbeit, he's 6-1 morning line. He's another one stepping up from optional claiming company, but he seems maybe a little more reliable than Ginobili. In his last 2 races at 6.5 furlongs, optional claiming one other than at Santa Anita on June 19th. He set the pace from the inside post, and he won by more than 3 lengths. Then he ran at Del Mar last time at the 6.5 furlong distance on July 25th. Optional claiming 62.5, non-winners of 2 other than, and he rallied from 7th place from an inner post to win by almost more than 4 lengths that day. So that was a good effort. So now he's stepping up, but he earned good speed figures in those last 2 races. And if he can maintain that kind of form and step up, he could be interesting. The 3, Surfing Star, he's 30-1 morning line. He's a solid enough horse. He's a Calbred. He's 3 for 14 in his life. He's hit the board 5 other times, but he is 0 for 3 at Del Mar. He's 0 for 1 at this distance. He's stepping up. He did run in the Tisnow Stakes a couple times against Calbreds. He was 3rd by 9 in that race back in 2019. So he's one that's really stepping up here, and he seems a bit up against it. The 4, Mosa, he's 10-1 morning line for trainer Mike Maker. He was in the Grade 2 San Diego last time out, and he stalked the pace, and he finished an okay 4th. Tripoli was 2nd in that race, and he came back and he upset the Pacific Classic last weekend. So Mosa wasn't disgraced there. Now he's going to turn back in distance, and we'll see if he can handle this 7 furlong distance and second start off of a layoff and second start over the track. The 5, 8 Rings, he finally bounced back and ran a good race. He was one that was good in 2019. He ran off the screen in his career debut at Del Mar, and then he lost his rider in the Del Mar Futurity second time out, and then he ran off the screen in the Grade 1 American Pharoah when he stretched out in distance. Then the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he didn't run well. He was 3-2, the second choice that day. He was beaten 12 lengths. And then he struggled in the Bachelor Stakes, the Alan Jerkin Stakes, the Triple Bend. And then finally in the Bing Crosby last time out, he bounced back with a better effort, missing by a neck. Speed figure came back a bit low in the Bing Crosby. He has won at Del Mar before, his career debut. He's one that will probably stalk the pace, but he's going to have to run faster. He is 0 for 3 at 7 furlongs as well. But he is continuing to fire bullets for trainer Bob Baffert. He always seems to train well in the morning, but then he doesn't always put it together in the afternoon. The 6 is also trained by Bob Baffert, Classier, and he's 12-1 morning line. He's a 3-year-old taking on older. Last time out, he won the Los Alamitos Derby, beating his stablemate Defunded. Defunded came back and he was the next out winner. So this is a tough spot. His first start against older. He's also cutting back in distance. He is 1-for-1 in sprint races. In his career debut at 6.5 furlongs, he wired the field from the inside post. Look for him to try to get involved early. The 7 Brickyard ride's definitely going to get involved early. He just has one way to go, and that's go fast early and try to run them off their feet. Typically, against lesser company, this is a Cowbred. When he faces a bit lesser company, he can just get out there, run them off their feet, but then when he faces some better horses, he's not able to get away from them, and they're able to run him down typically, although he did win the Grade 2 San Carlos at 7 furlongs at Santa Anita in March, when he just got out there and ran them off their feet. But this is a better field than that was. He was 5th in the Bing Crosby last time after setting the pace. He beat Cowbred Stakes Company before that. So he'll take them as far as he can, but I think they're going to run him down. The 8 Flagstaff, he's 3-1 morning line for trainer John Sadler. He's a real pro. 20 lifetime starts, 7 wins, 6 seconds, 3/3. He's banked over $1 million. He's run 6 times at 7 furlongs with 4 wins and a second. And he's run at Del Mar 5 times. He's finished in the top 3 in 4 of those 5, including a close second place finish in the 2020 Pat O'Brien. He's having a good year. He's won 2 7-furlong graded stakes races this year. A Commonwealth at Keeneland in April. He stalked and scored. And the Grade 1 Churchill Down Stakes at Churchill on May 1st. He stalked the pace and won by a head. The True North last time out, a Grade 2, 6.5 furlongs at Belmont Park on a good track. Firenze Fire, Belmont Park Lover won that one. He was clearly second best. So he's fresh, he's versatile, he's got a good post, solid contender. Your morning line favorite in here is number 9, CZ Rocket. He's 5-2 morning line. He's 11-for-27. He's won 7 of his last 10 starts. He's been very good since Peter Miller claimed him. He's won multiple graded stakes races. He's 3-for-6 at this distance. He won this race last year. A lot to like here, except maybe he's not in as sharp a form as he was, especially in his last 2. The Grade 3 Steve Sexton Mile in the slop at Lone Star. He was second as the beaten favorite. Mosa beat him that day. And then the Bing Crosby last time out. He closed wide. He finished 3rd by a neck. That Bing Crosby had a bunched up field. The speed figure did not come back strong. CZ Rocket didn't run his best race that day. So maybe second after the layoff, in more distance, he'll run better. But I don't like that low price. Finally, number 10, California Street. He's 2-for-17. He seems a bit overmatched. They're putting blinkers on. He was second in a claiming 23 lifetime last time out. Very tough spot stepping up from that kind of company into the stakes ranks. He was in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Sprint in 2019. In that race, he was beaten 4th, beaten over 8 lengths that day, and he was well behind Flagstaff as well. So California Street looks up against it. So looking at it overall, would not be surprised if Ginobili ran a decent race. He's going to beat my 4th choice in here. My 3rd choice, CZ Rocket. He's the favorite, and I'm not sure that he's as good as he was last year, and I'm not sure of the strength of that Bing Crosby. My 2nd choice is the 2 Howbeit. I do like those 2 victories he's coming off of. But my top choice in here, I'm going to go with Flagstaff, number 8. He's my top choice. John Sadler barn going well right now. Joe Bravo has been winning races with John Sadler. Fresh horse with running style versatility, a good outer post. He should be able to work out a good trip. Loves this distance. 2nd in this race last year. And maybe he can turn the tables on CZ Rocket and win it this year. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Make the comments in the comment section. Who do you like in this edition of the Pat O'Brien? And that will wrap up this video. Again, I'm going to do the Travers for my other video this week. And then next week, closing a week for Del Mar and Saratoga. And I'll be back with some more stakes races from both of those tracks next week. Until then, good luck at the races.